Dr. Rick Kusanagi here. I'm here today to myth bust a few things, and this is getting really annoying for me because these guys are all claiming and stating, as a matter of fact, saying a lie straight up in your face with a straight face. That is something I cannot accept. They all try to use and twist. It's almost like mass marketing, pyramid scheme, conference type brainwashing. They use the fraud's 3 levels of mind theory, using the iceberg theory. And the 3 levels of mind is the pre-conscious, which consists of anything that could potentially be brought into the conscious mind. The conscious mind contains all of the thoughts, memories, feelings, and wishes of which we are aware of at any given moment. This is the aspect of our mental processing that we can think and talk about rationally. This also includes our memory, which is not always part of consciousness, but can be retrieved easily and brought into awareness. So if it says not always in our consciousness, but can be retrieved, it's a part of it. Next part, fraud's theory says, the unconscious mind is a reservoir of feelings, thoughts, urges, and memories that are outside of our conscious awareness. The consciousness contains contents that are unacceptable or unpleasant, such as feelings of pain, anxiety, or conflict. Fraud likened the 3 levels of mind to an iceberg. The top of the iceberg, what you can see above the waterline, represents the conscious mind. The part of the iceberg that's submerged below the water but is still visible is the pre-conscious. The bulk of the iceberg that lies unseen beneath the waterline represents the unconsciousness. Let's take a look at the subconscious mind versus conscious mind diagram. Iceberg theory says conscious mind is now 10%. Is it 10%? Question mark. Because the 10%, where did that number come from? Did Feud say it's 10%? I don't think he did. That was just added by somebody else. What does it contain, however? Willpower, long-term memory, logical thinking, critical thinking. Then it says the subconscious mind is 90% and it's below. Is it really 90%? Is that the right ratio? Or did somebody just write that for their own benefits? For mind control purposes. From here below says, what does the subconscious mind house? It houses beliefs, emotions, habits, values, protective reactions, long-term memory, as well, imagination, intuition. Basically everything irrational is down here. Last video, didn't I say that your conscious mind is also in charge of your motor functions? So the functions of your movement, arm movement, leg movement, etc. Without your consciousness, how do you move around, walk around? And these people are saying, no, 90% of the subconsciousness controls your lives. Really? If that's the case, how do you move? These would-be gurus are all saying, oh no, but the subconsciousness communicates with you in dreams. Wow, dreams. What if you're inside a simulation? If you're inside a simulation, your consciousness has been brought down already to a sub-level, an artificial construct sub-level. Then you were told by these gurus to make a subconsciousness, talk to your subconsciousness, imagination, la la land, create all that, and it will happen for real. You believe that shit? Really? You believe it? That's the problem. Instead of using scientific reasoning, you choose to believe. By choosing to believe, you are irrational. If you're irrational, then you're not getting out. The more you use your subconsciousness, the less you forget that you actually contain willpower. The ratios they put on 10%, 90%, why is it that ratio now? Used to be 100% consciousness, now it's 10% consciousness, 90% subconsciousness. Why is that? Let me tell you something. If this keeps going and I don't stop this, eventually it's 0% consciousness, 100% subconsciousness. That means you guys are stuck in permanent limbo. You will never ever wake up. Right now there's something that I should also speak to you about. It is the relationship between these pseudo-science gurus, law of attraction gurus. What are they really doing? They are talking to my system, and my system loves people talking to them because by giving them a little taste of the result of their greed, they will never ever want to leave, be stuck here forever. Look at the relationship between the consciousness saying it's got willpower, etc. If you are giving up your consciousness completely, which is what these guys are telling you to do, then you have zero willpower. If you have zero willpower, you're effectively sedated into the system, like taking a drug and never ever wanting to come out of it. Why don't we have a look at the relationship between the consciousness and subconsciousness written by Freud's theory, and let's compare that to science versus religion. I remember in one episode of Mark Horton, he claims that, oh nah, I've been part of organized religion, and organized religion just wants to make you judgmental. There's going to be people saying, hey, this is their own character, but if you're not one of us and you're not trying to be a good person, then you're not one of us. You know, blah blah blah, this and that. Oh, and the organized religions makes $13 trillion of untaxed money every year through donations. Ooh, so evil, so bad. Well, what are these guys doing? Aren't they trying to get views on YouTube? If you break down what the definition of law of attraction was, they're saying imagination becomes real. Does it? If imagination becomes real, there sure is a lot of people locked up in the mental asylum. You should go see them there. Some of them are really autistic as well. Some of them, their creation and their imagination is through the roof. How come them all inside these mental asylums, they aren't shaping the world and the universe? These are more powerful than any of these gurus on the internet spouting. What's even more insulting is Mark Horton recently has admitted that they're actually inside a simulation, and he thinks he's got the key of everything. And he says, yeah, you can be a god of your own, blah blah blah, all this farce. Mark Horton, I know who he is in the real life. We've got him on file. In the real world, we know who he is. That's not even his real name. That's his endgame avatar name. He can't log out. He can't log out. All he's done is pay for a total recall package, basically, to get this memory uploaded, so he would be a successful philosopher in his life. That's all it is. It's nothing to do with what he's done. That's all. Now, by spouting all this nonsense, people that are believing and influenced by him are going to get driven deeper and deeper into the rabbit hole. They're never coming out. And like I said, 40-50 years time now, this machine's gonna go. It's gonna get destroyed. Now let's have a look over here. Science, religion, viewpoints. A scientist would say, even when you have tons of evidence, doubt what you see. And religion says what? Even without a single piece of evidence, you believe in what you can't see or what you hear. Then what was all these gurus spouting? Look at here. Nizwa version of the conscious mind, unconscious mind, iceberg theory. Right side is still the same. Critical thinking, logical thinking, somebody said short-term memory. These guys think it's short-term memory, and then willpower. So this is opposite to what those other guys said. So all these organizations are having their own spin and twist on Freud's theory of the iceberg theory. What is that telling you? Do they all have their own agendas now? Look over here. Subconscious mind on the right side. Beliefs, creativity, development stages, emotions and feelings, habits and addictions, imagination, intuition, long-term memory, values. So long-term memory and short-term memory got swapped. Isn't that scary? It got swapped the other way around by this organization. But in the conscious mind, what they say, the conscious mind tries to use willpower to control behaviors, habits and beliefs, but loses out on the subconscious mind's greater influence power. If you don't use willpower to control behaviors, in other words self-control, then you may as well be a lunatic criminal, because those guys have no self-control, lack of conscious mind. Then look at the subconscious mind by definition of their definition. Since it is not conscious and incapable of reasoning, and therefore is not judgmental and is very flexible. Why don't you look at it from a critical point? If it can't judge from right or wrong, then how would you know grabbing a knife and stabbing somebody 27 times in the chest is right or wrong? You can't tell the difference between running on subconsciousness, because it is incapable of reasoning. Then these guys are telling you to give in to your subconsciousness. You don't need your conscious mind, just give in to your subconsciousness. That's what they're saying. What else are they saying? Oh, And one could think of it as a hard drive of the brain constantly being programmed with life's data. In their opinion, assuming it's not a simulation, if it is a simulation, what the hell is a subconscious mind? If I tell you that if you're back in the real world and it's supposed to be 100% conscious mind, your subconscious mind is supposed to be in charge of creativity, like artists. They should be able to draw pictures, draw comics, do animation, make movies. That's what it's supposed to be for. Not saying, oh, because I sit here meditate and I imagine suddenly my empire and castle just sprout out of nowhere. Now I don't even have to work, and now I have a castle full of treasures and dragons and ponies and rainbows every day. Come on guys, seriously? They're using pseudo-science to blur the lines. What are they effectively doing? Subconscious mind is what? Highly suggestible. Subconscious mind is mainly used for what? Hypnotists use the subconscious against other people. If you assume all these people have some form of knowledge towards hypnotism, what they're saying is, yeah, totally give up your subconscious mind, be endowed with the subconscious mind so you become highly suggestible. We're going to do all these affirmations and subliminals. Yeah, if it's for your benefit, that's good. What if it's for controlling you? Then you are just constantly sucked in, and they're telling you, oh no, use the subconscious mind because it doesn't reason, it doesn't judge. If you can't judge, you can't reason, that means you can't tell what's right or wrong. If that's the mindset they're trying to put you in, what are they doing? They are hypnotizing you for their own agendas. Isn't that what it is? That's critical thinking and deductive reasoning, my friends. Let me tell you something. Without willpower, you can never ever exit my game.